Frederick Douglass Patterson, Black veterinarian, born 1901, died 1988. Founder of the United Negro College Fund, Frederick Douglass Patterson was known for his visionary and pioneering efforts in promoting higher education for African American higher education. Under his guidance, the UNCF became the nation's largest independent source of monetary aid to educational institutions that were traditionally African American. Patterson also went on to establish the College Endowment Funding Plan, and he was the founder of the first African American School of Veterinary Medicine in the United States at Tuskegee Institute. All through his life, Patterson acted on his conviction that education was the best means to achieve African American mobility. For his lifelong efforts in promoting education, Patterson was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor, in 1987. Born to William Ross Patterson and Mamie Lucille Brooks Patterson in Washington, D.C., on October 10, 1901, Patterson was named after the African American journalist and anti-slavery leader Frederick Douglass. Patterson, who was orphaned at the age of 2, was raised in Texas by his sister Wilhelmina, who was a school teacher there. After attending Prairie View State College in Texas from 1915 to 1919, he attended Iowa State College in Ames, Iowa, and received his doctorate in veterinary medicine in 1923. In 1927, he earned his Master's of Science degree at that same school, and later entered Cornell University in Ithaca, New York. He was awarded a PhD in veterinary medicine from Cornell in 1932. Patterson also began teaching as an instructor in veterinary science at Virginia State College in Petersburg, Virginia, while he was still a student. Later, from 1927 to 1928, Patterson was appointed Director of Agriculture at Virginia State. In 1928, he was invited to join the Tuskegee Normal and Industrial Institute, an organization he remained affiliated with for the next 25 years. Patterson held various positions at Tuskegee, including serving as the first head of the school's new veterinary division and later as director of the School of Agriculture. From 1935 to 1953, he served as the Institute's third president, raising the school to new heights of achievement and national recognition. Tuskegee had been founded by Booker T. Washington, a Black American educator who believed that African Americans should receive vocational training. Patterson's ideas went beyond that, and he stressed the importance of both job training as well as the need to develop confident leadership skills. After he retired as president of the Tuskegee Institute in 1953, Patterson remained president emeritus until his death. In 1943, a few years after he had become president of Tuskegee, Patterson proposed that a group of African American colleges form a consortium to raise funds for their mutual benefit. Called the United Negro College Fund, the organization had 27 original members who amassed an endowment of $765,000. 35 years later, the fund had grown to include 42 members with a combined monetary legacy of $42 million. The UNCF provided money for scholarships, staff salaries, library resources, and laboratories, and their motto, quote, "A mind is a terrible thing to waste," unquote, became a well-known slogan. In addition to establishing the UNCF, Patterson was also instrumental in creating the College Endowment Funding Plan, which would encourage private businesses to donate funds by matching their gifts with federal funds. Patterson also served as president and trustee of the Phelps-Stokes Fund, which worked for the improvement of the status of blacks in Africa and the U.S., the welfare of the Native Americans, and the improvement of low-income housing in New York City. In 1987, Patterson was honored by the White House along with actor Danny Kaye and composer Meredith Willson when former President Ronald Reagan named him a recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom for his life's work. When Patterson died of a heart attack on April 26, 1988, at his home in New Rochelle, New York, he was survived by his wife of 53 years, Catherine Elizabeth Moulton, and his son, Frederick Patterson. Citations are in the description.